Sociopathic narcissists or malignant narcissists are narcissists who also display some of the associated traits of antisocial personality disorder. So not only do they show the lovely narcissistic traits of grandiosity, sense of entitlement, exaggerated self-importance, admiration seeking, and lack of empathy, but they also have antisocial traits including reckless disregard and violation of the rights of others, deceitfulness, impulsivity, and aggressive, immoral, unlawful, and sometimes sadistic behavior. So you can see how the combination of these two disorders cause severe pathology and lead to some of the sickest, most twisted forms of physical, financial, and psychological abuse. Knowing the signs of a malignant narcissist can help you identify people with these dangerous traits so that you can protect yourself and avoid them. Because dealing with a malignant narcissist, no matter what type of relationship, will cause serious destruction and devastation in your life that you may not be able to recover from. I'm Lise LeBlanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and today I'm talking about 10 red flags that you are in a relationship with a sociopathic narcissist or malignant narcissist. And the last one is the one you need to pay attention to most. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. Okay, so let's jump right in with flag number 1. They are living in a delusional reality. So like all narcissists, the malignant narcissist has their own reality where they are the queen or the king of their fantasy kingdom, where they have all the power, where everyone plays by their rules. They are entitled to get whatever they want, whenever they want it, and are catered to by their loyal servants. Often malignant narcissists are so delusional that they believe that they have superpowers, a sixth sense. They have the answers to the world's most complex problems and questions. And of course, the solution to all of your problems, something really special to offer you. And they think that they are so clever that they can mesmerize and take advantage of anyone. The narcissist without sociopathic traits wants above all else to be perceived as having high values, superior integrity, and to be seen as an outstanding citizen. It's all about image, admiration, and superiority. So they will often align their delusional reality, at least to some degree, with actual reality. And they feel the need to justify, rationalize, and be righteous when breaching rules and moral standards that don't fit with their needs and their narrative in the moment. The malignant narcissist, is still concerned with their image and ego needs, but they do not respect anyone else's authority, rules, laws, or social and moral standards. And if they pretend to, it's only to allow them to go undetected longer. Red flag number 2 is that they take gaslighting to a whole new level. When it comes to a malignant narcissist, their gaslighting techniques go far beyond the basics, and their intentions are not restricted to controlling you or for their own profit. They are also doing it for pleasure. It is cold, calculated, and sinister. It's like a daily game of intentionally messing with your mind, your emotions, and your senses. Their gaslighting techniques are subtle, and they will mimic normal interactions. And when you take each incident in isolation, it might not seem that bad. But these incidents do accumulate, and you will find yourself feeling on edge, suspicious, paranoid, feeling like your own mind is messing with you. And the malignant narcissist comes out looking squeaky clean. They learn you by mentally and emotionally mapping you out and then predicting how you will perceive, interpret, and respond to things like a normal person. And then they will deliberately bait you into seeing something another way. And then, like an illusionist, they switch the parameters, the context, and whatever they can to show you the correct way of seeing and experiencing their reality. So they're constantly planting seeds in the back of your mind and taking pleasure in watching those seeds take root. They love watching you go crazy, trying to figure out the puzzles and traps they've laid for you. And they especially get off on how crazy you look when you accuse them or try to tell someone about your irrational theories. They set you up and undermine your ability to trust how you see, hear, and interpret the world. They are constantly exploiting your vulnerabilities, influencing your emotions, manipulating the gaps in your awareness, shifting your perceptions, distorting and denying your reality, so as to create self-doubt, confusion, insecurity, isolation, fear, and shame. But most importantly, they are firmly establishing their power and authority over you and your reality. Red flag number 3 is that they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. The malignant narcissist has a dog-eat-dog mentality. If you are not the predator, then you are the prey. If you are not the wolf, then you are the sheep. But they've also learned that the most successful predators have the ability to conceal themselves, sneak up on you, and only reveal their true motives once it's too late. So the malignant narcissist will act harmless, even helpful, for weeks or even months, pouring on the charm, pretending to be kind, considerate, polite. They are full of fake compliments and gestures, disarming you emotionally by giving you the sense that you can trust them and be completely vulnerable, so you get tricked into supplying them with the very weapons that they will then use to imprison you. The truth is that the malignant narcissist is a scared, shameful sheep on the inside, most likely rejected, abused, and deeply injured psychologically very early on in life. So they've created the wolf to protect that sheep. The sociopath, on the other hand, they won't show you that sheep. And if you do get a glimpse of it, it will be quickly covered by nasty layers of defense mechanisms to keep you under control and at a distance where you can't hurt, betray, or disappoint them. Red flag number 4, they are constantly lying and deceiving. Yes, narcissists are known for exaggerating, telling half-truths, misleading, misinforming, and outright lying to uphold their inflated image, avoid exposure, or to get what they want from others. But when you add the antisocial traits, you'll find that their lies and deceit are constant and much more extreme and destructive. So if you've never been a suspicious or paranoid person before and now you're acting like a private eye, checking their phone, questioning their whereabouts, thinking you're being poisoned, gathering all kinds of evidence, then it's a huge red flag. Trust your instincts and get out of there as fast as you can. Flag number 5, they have no conscience or empathy. The sociopathic narcissist may have a slight sense of right and wrong, but they easily excuse themselves for harming others. And they have no guilt, regret, or remorse, and often enjoy hurting others. So if they're acting remorseful on occasion, it's fake and contrived. Unfortunately, you might want to believe them because you don't want to believe the alternative, which is that the person you fell in love with has no conscience or empathy. Red flag number 6, they fake emotions like nobody's business. They are masterful performers and they enjoy amping up their own emotions to provoke emotional reactions from you. If you take the bait, they get what they want, they win. Because whatever goal they had in mind will be a million times easier to achieve once you are in a state of emotional distress and irrational. When it comes to the straight up sociopath, they are off emotionally and socially. And unless you're really off too, you'll get a bad vibe. They're not great at faking emotions or social skills, and they can only do it for very brief periods of time. Red flag number 7, they thrive on rejecting you and triggering your need for acceptance. No matter how much value you are bringing to the table, the malignant narcissist will convince you that you are of very little value to them. They are constantly giving you the message that they have high standards and you're not meeting them, making you feel insecure, rejected, and like you need to prove your worth. So their perceived value is always going up while yours is getting lower by the minute. On a deeper level, they devalue and reject you because they believe that the only foolproof way to avoid rejection and abandonment and punishment is to be the one who is rejecting and punishing. And because they also know how hard a person that's being rejected will work for approval, especially if they had a rejecting parent. Again, the malignant narcissist needs your approval and validation. They need you to regulate their self-worth. A sociopath doesn't need your ego inflation services. Red flag number 8, you are always on the chopping block. The malignant narcissist is constantly threatening to rip everything away from you, making sure you know that you would be fully to blame. Now, you may be guilty of some negative emotional reactions and bad behavior because malignant narcissists are masters at bringing out the worst in you and then leveraging it. They will constantly remind you of all the reasons that you are on thin ice and how close you are to losing your perfect partner and that perfect fantasy future that they've created for you. They will constantly remind you that this is your last chance to prove your worth, dangling the conditions that you'll need to meet in order to redeem yourself. You become the groveling prisoner begging them for mercy and pardon, but the malignant narcissist has no mercy. Flag number 9, their relationship history consists of very short relationships and lots of them. So the one good thing about a malignant narcissist is that the relationship will be short. Before long, they will get restless and start looking for new supply and new people to torture, no matter how good or how compliant you are. Like a well-fed cat toying with a mouse, eventually the mouse gets too sick, too weak, and too damaged to the point where it is just no longer of value to the cat. After destroying you, they have zero use for you and become disgusted with you. You are no longer the person that they fell in love with. Nothing and no one can hold their interest for long, and they will constantly be seeking new sensations and thrills to avoid the emptiness that they have inside. So the malignant narcissist will have a history of short, fast-paced, intense short-term relationships. Some will juggle several at a time, others are more serial monogamists, but always investing a lot of effort and energy into creating the perfect illusion for you, but investing very little in the relationship itself, other than in the first few weeks to get you hooked. They will act like they're looking for a long-term mate and fool you to think that you are the one. They may even get engaged or marry you if it helps them achieve their goals, but you will never have any stability or longevity with them. So please stop wondering if you did something wrong or what you could have done to be a better partner. It's just not the way it works. Everyone is a tool and everyone is disposable. So number 10 is that you feel emotionally broken. And this is the most important flag. Regardless of any mental health issue or diagnosis, if you were a relatively well-adjusted, stable person before this relationship started, and now you feel shattered and broken down, you know it's toxic and you know you need to run, but you're still there. You may very well be dealing with a malignant narcissist. They will get you so emotionally confused that you don't know whether you're coming or going. They'll keep you wondering whether they love you by alternating the sides of them that you want to see with the more sinister side that's poisoning you. Your rational mind knows they are making you sick, but your emotional mind is under the control of the malignant narcissist, and you are immobilized. You know that you need to run, but you feel too broken to make any decision, to take action. And if you do, the malignant narcissist will do everything in their power to keep you in the game, because you don't get to decide when the game is over. They do. Stop asking why this person is doing what they are doing and how you should respond to them, and rather ask how long you will allow them to overpower, control, and imprison you. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And for more information about how the malignant narcissist takes over your mind, watch the 10-step takeover video linked above.